A wealthy man inherited a shocking fortune after his father died, needing a wife to split with. Moore is the perfect choice. So, they embarked on a journey of frequent dating, and the man was not only charming and funny, but also extremely romantic, which finally led Moore to muster the courage to propose to him, and thus this wonderful story began. In laughter, Moore welcomed his new husband, embarking on a new life chapter, treated nicely by him. Either lounging in the opera or schmoozing in glamorous venues daily enriched the lady's life with string-like distractions. But after 2 years, this husband not only blew through the inheritance, but nearly drained Moore's finances too, until one day, the loving couple woke to a knock creditors. The husband dressed quickly to flee. He reminded his wife to scram too, lest they catch her. As he hopped out the window, what would become of Moore's fate? After being ditched by his second husband, Moore thought he'd find a place to land in a city, but what he saw left him utterly stunned. To stay long-term, all you needed was to sell your body, but Lofty Moore flatly rejected this ludicrous offer. After brief reflection, Moore decisively rejected the deal. He was too accustomed to luxury to stoop to such filthy streets. So, he spent his last savings on a splendid outfit, strutting into the bustling port area, hoping to charm a wealthy suitor. Drawing upon his accumulated experiences from past interactions with women, Moore attempted to approach a few merchants, utilizing his silver-tongued abilities to capture the attention of those wealthy captains. He tossed out jokes, checking for catches, and it worked like a charm. A young captain took an interest, and Moore thought money can get you a bigger boat and, more importantly, a delightful partner. "When I marry, it'll be for love," he said, delighting Moore's heart and snagging a handsome partner. So Moore went back to the merchant ship with him. Sweet talk made the man dizzy, while Moore stayed pragmatic. Moore kept probing his wealth, learning he had 3 plantations in Virginia, earning at $1,200 yearly. Moore was less than impressed. After all, he had tasted the lavish life of the upper crust, and here he was, playing the role of a wealthy wit. So he reluctantly accepted the situation, and soon enough, they got cozy in the tranquil cabin, if you catch my drift. They had a super simple wedding at the London dock, and then Moore decided they'd move to America together. But before setting sail, the merchant ship had to take chain-bound prisoners to the wild lands. When Moore saw the wretched female prisoner, unease gripped him, as if future shadows beckoned. After a month's voyage, the ship neared America, exciting Moore greatly. Because this was the world he longed for but never knew, and he didn't know how to face his husband's family. Rumai's mother had been waiting at the dock for ages. With a little assistance from his husband, Moore stepped onto this strange new land. It was a joyous reunion for mother and son. As Rumai introduced his British wife Moore, the old lady wasn't surprised. She asked about the dowry instead. It was clear Mama wasn't thrilled about her new daughter-in-law, and Moore was hot on her heels, explaining himself non-stop. He argued how he was just a broke widow before meeting her son, claiming poverty was no sin, and that wealth didn't equate to virtue. Meanwhile, Rumai chimed in, vouching for their true love. Initially, the old woman sarcastically teased Moore about being obedient, as if she sensed something from Moore's eyes that reminded her of her own dark past. But suddenly her attitude did a 180, and she offered Moore a heartfelt hug. Moore, still emotionally unstable, was puzzled, but accepted, doubled his efforts to charm her. He unleashed a month's worth of sweet nothings upon his new mother-in-law, who had brought him home, overwhelming her with love. After several hours of travelling, they finally reached Rumai's plantation. It wasn't exactly the dazzling sights of London. However, Rumai's estate still far exceeded the scope of Moore's expectations. The main thing was that her husband promised her a real home, getting Moore out of a life of uncertainty. From then on, a nearby church would be the place Moore visited most often accompanied by a few exiled prisoners, bringing her father and late husband's spirits along for the ride. 3 years flew by. Moore had 2 children, lived happily, and her bond with her mother-in-law grew stronger. Until one day walking, Moore curiously asked her mother-in-law why she had moved to Virginia in the first place, and the woman revealed the scars she had endured during that time. It turned out she too had been an exiled female prisoner and trusted Moore enough to share this. Her husband had long since passed, which is how she inherited the fertile lands. But there was one thing that had kept her awake at night. Before her exile, she had given birth to a baby girl in jail. A cruel official took her child away, leaving them separated by an unbridgeable gap. When she finally thrived in America, she caught wind of her child being taken in by a gypsy family, who then vanished into the ether after their youth living in the mayor's house. As she spoke, Moore's heart skipped a beat. The image the girl portrayed was undoubtedly herself. She couldn't believe her mother-in-law was her biological mother, and that she had married the half-brother. The shock left her utterly reeling. Confronted with her husband's advances that night, Mo flatly refused because this was all a big misunderstanding. During daytime prayers at church, she felt the priest gaze bore into her as if God was cursing her soul. Mo couldn't make sense of her situation and fell ill after returning from church. Her husband tried to bring the kids to visit, but when she saw 3 familiar faces, it only worsened her misery. So, in a hurry, he asked his mother-in-law to escort them away from her side promptly. And on top of that, even sleeping next to her husband felt like a defilement of her soul, as she desperately tried to wash away the sullied feelings as if water could cleanse it all.